Hi, hello there YouTube, welcome back. So this is basically a guide for Scorn of the Armor of Oppression there, the big iron giant. Except a friend of mine in Discord, their manual needed some additional help on that. So what we're going to do is I did do this before with no commentary, but I'm going to do it again with commentary. And I'm going to use the exact team that he's using. If there's any additional notes that I need, I'll post it in the description. I might even make a blog post, actually. Not really too sure on that one. But the general census of this boss is you do want to bring Blind for short. I'm going to bring Blind and Lid. So I'll just start with Lid's gear there. So Lid's going to be Toxic Raining on her off turns. Like, she can do her... she can do her breaks, and then she can just use Toxic Rain, and that'll be good for Lid there. So regarding that there, everyone also needs to have at least 400 spirit or so. Like, try and get as close to 400 as possible for this specific team. And try to have some decent amount of HP there, like over 10k. Now, in addition to that, you also want to bring an evasion tank. I'm going to be using Seaguard because I'm copying Manuel's team there. Mine's probably a little bit over-geared than what Manuel's is, but he's full evasion there and has the auto-provoke with the Moogle Charm. Then we got Sylvie. She just built for like High Tide, honestly, LB stuff, and Spirit and HP. She's going to be preventing stop and paralyze resist. That's her main goal here. And probably putting up barriers on her off turns. Maybe even throwing in a break every now and then. Who knows? And then we got Spirit. Then we got Mira. I just built her straight Spirit. She's just going to be buffing, healing, and doing that stuff. And then we have the two Rains. Mine is a little bit over-geared, but I'm going to be sharing this one for Manuel. So this is the one that I'm going to be sharing. If anyone else wants a Rain, just let me know in the comments down below. So that's good there. We have Rain there. And then he's built for LB damage and Man-Eater where possible, because he has Man-Eater on the fist, the Cross Elgian Arm Fist. And he also has it on the Esper. But I'm just going to take my own friend unit, because taking friends is actually like half my day wasted looking through the list there. But he is also built for Man-Eater, and I did give him Chocobo Venture there, so he can get his spirit up a little bit, and his HP up a little bit. But yeah, let's get into it. It's just an overview. I'll try and get a builder link, I guess. I'll try and get a builder link for the team, and post that there in the description. And I'll do my best to explain the fight the best I can there. I usually don't like doing commentary. I'm still not used to it yet, but we'll get there. So Seaguard, first turn. I have been told I maybe be clicking to the skills too fast as well. Do apologize about that I do apologize about that in the past. But Seaguard, first turn, he's going to cover Stylish Form there. Sylvie needs to make sure she has Stop and Paralyze Resist up. That's really important for Sylvie. I guess eventually she can also put up the physical and magic mitigations as well. She can definitely do that. So she uses Gracious Night and then Spring Cleaning. And then Mira wants to buff everyone. She wants to use Intro. So Intro will unlock more of her singing abilities. They'll appear near the top there. I'll show you that as we get into the fight. And then she also wants to use her mitigation cooldown. So she has Roaring Crowd that's going to reduce damage taken for the party. Eventually, hopefully, Seaguard can take over that role, but right now, Mira definitely needs to do that. Now, Lid, I prefer to actually start off with Super Analysis with Lid as a hard break. She'll get into her absorbs later, maybe a limit break if she can. And you can see the boss, you can see he's 30% to everything there. And if you notice, he can be blinded, so that's why we have Toxic Rain. And then Rain's going to just set up his burst damage, so he's going to do Blaze Saber and the Soul Blood and the Complete Awakening. Could even do the opposite, doesn't really matter. And then you can just chain them together. So yeah, start off with Lid's Super Analysis, Higher Break, Seaguard covers. Mira puts up the mitigations with her cooldown ability, and Sylvie definitely puts up Stop and Paralyze Resistance. Now, she'll probably put up her mitigations after as well. Magic being one of the most important ones. Well, we do have King Rain's LB here. First, what we're going to do is we're actually going to start with his LB. If you want, you actually can dispel the boss. You don't really have to, but you can if you want. Who would we even dispel it with? I don't know. Well, Mira's gonna do Interlude. So you can see she unlocked the singing ability. Interlude will unlock another one as well. Actually, I might not even do Interlude with her. Yeah, we will. We'll do Interlude and Live Concert. So I'll put up a barrier for everyone. And then we'll make Sylvie do her mitigations there. She'll do Protective Vines and Protective Petals. You want to keep those buffs up at all times there. I'm just going to let the defensive buff stay on. It's not really hurting anyone. As long as he doesn't buff his attack, we're good. If he ever buffs his attack and magic, you make sure you want to dispel that like immediately. Like that 100% has to be dispelled. I'm going to go ahead and Toxic Rain with Lid. And then before we use Seagart, because we might get his LB up, before we use Seagart, we're actually going to chain the rains together. Okay, it wasn't the best of damage because we did leave the buff on, but it's fine. Honestly, Seagart could probably just defend this turn. He also probably could have had Toxic Rain. If Seagart had Toxic Rain or was able to blind at least, it's like some form to blind, we probably could have dispelled the boss, but it's fine. As long as he doesn't buff his attack, we're good. If he buffs his attack and magic, I'd be very concerned. That's when you definitely want to dispel. Like, if you just take the fight pretty slow, you're pretty good. So you can see my Rains took a lot of damage there, and we even had barriers up. That's why I recommend having like a lot of spirit and a lot of HP on your units. My Rain only has 388 and 15,000 HP, and the other Rain is a little bit more spirit, but a little bit less HP. And they both took a very huge amount of damage, so... In my opinion, if you need to survive, drop some damage for some more tankiness. So, he won't kill you. You definitely don't want him to kill you. But Rain, this turn can do Grand Shout Saber, Extra Saber, and Royal Saber. You can just do all Sabers. Just to get some damage in there. And we'll chain that first, actually. Now, if we check our buffs, we need to make sure that we have break resistance on, and we have paralyzed resistance on, and we have our mitigations on. So mitigations would be like reduce damage, reduce physical damage, reduce magic damage. So Sylvie this turn could actually just go ahead and LB most likely, because her LB will put up a really good barrier for everybody, and that'll help keep us alive there. So he is blinded, that's good. It looks like we need to break. So Seagart's LB has way more damage mitigation than what Mir's cooldown does, as long as you have his LB leveled. So I have his LB leveled, he has 44% right now, which is going to be very helpful actually. So we'll definitely do that. And then Mira unlocked another singing ability, she unlocked main verse, so we could use main verse. And then she doesn't really have anything else to do this turn, so you can cycle intro in. So that way when you use main verse will unlock a new one, intro will also unlock another one, and you can kind of keep her buffs like rotating and consistently up. Then we're gonna do, I'm just gonna do Lid's LB here actually, because he's still blinded. Lid doesn't need a blind right now. And then next turn we can chain with Crane, and just make sure everyone has their buffs up. Like just every turn, just check your units, make sure they have mitigations up, check the boss, make sure he doesn't have his attack and magic buffed. So like here, I'm going to check him here. He doesn't have attack and magic buff. That's pretty good. He's still blinded. If I wanted to, I could actually use Jamming Pulse here, but I don't think we need to. I think we can save it for a later turn. We don't really need Jamming Pulse right now. We'll use that when we absolutely need it. Another thing to note is make sure Seagart's covering. I believe his cover lasts 3 turns, so he needs to cover again here. I think the boss might have actually dispelled us. Yeah, so when he does the pressure is tightening, he actually dispels everyone. So we need to make sure that we get all our buffs back up. So we have outro, we'll make sure we use outro. She has roaring crowd back up, that's pretty good. We'll use that to put up mitigations. And we need to make sure we have stop resistance up with Sylvie. And we'll make sure spring cleaning's up as well. Now, he's still blinded, so that's pretty good. We could just use Lid's LB again, honestly. I think they'll be fine. Yeah, we could just use Lid's LB. So he does dispel. He uses pressure is tightening every now and then. I believe it depends on what stance he was in and what he used last turn. For this in particular, you might just have to pay attention to your party. I'm not sure the exact turn he uses pressure is tightening, but that does dispel your party. So make sure you just check your buffs every turn. Make sure everyone's buffed and all good to go there. Since he did dispel us, we got to make sure we keep protective vines and protective petals up with Sylvie. Let me see here. Okay, he's not buffed or anything. That's good. So we have triple saber. Let's make sure that we have fire element on. We were actually dispelled, so we do need to actually re-imbue. So we need a blaze fire saber there, probably extra saber, and then grand shout. This should be fine. So when you get dispelled there, you do have to re-imbue. That's fine. We'll do that there now, and we'll chain them up. If Sigurd gets his LB, definitely wants to use his LB. But another thing we could do, actually, we also have to evoke an Esper 2 times or more. So he could also use Golem. And Golem decreases physical damage taken. So that will also be greatly helpful, actually. We'll just go ahead and use Golem there now. And then Mira just keeps her buffs up. So we're going to use Intro with her. She doesn't have a new one unlocked because last time we used Outro on her cooldown. That's fine. What we can do, though, we could probably just use Hit Signal here. Actually, does she have an MP restore? If not, Sylvie can restore MP. Gradually restore MP. Yeah, we could do that. We could do MP here because it looks like the rains are pretty low. Now the boss is not blinded, so we can Toxic Rain again with Lid. Not really sure if this has diminishing returns or not, but I've never seen it have diminishing returns, so we should be fine. Just keep blind up on the boss. And yeah, just keep checking your units, keep checking the boss. The meteors will hurt a little bit, but you can probably recover from it. If you think that one of your units might be in danger of dying, or if you think like, or if you think they're going to be dying all the time, Mira can throw some re-raises up on people. Like she does have behind the scenes automatically revive an ally one time, which is pretty good. We'll use Interlude here. And she also has Live Concert that puts an AoE re-raise up as well. So if you ever feel like you absolutely need to, you could definitely go ahead and take advantage of that. She also has album cover, so she can also take advantage of the paralyze protection there if Sylvie can't do it for some reason. So I'm just going to check her buffs. It looks like Sigurd got his LB, so we could definitely go ahead and use that. Reduce physical damage taken, reduce magic damage taken. That's good to go there. So we can use his LB. And we have the boss blinded, so that's good. So we can use Rain's LB here. And we can use Sylvie's LB too for the barrier. That should be fine. We'll go ahead and chain the reins. And Lig can just use her LB. We could just keep going with this setup right now. As long as your units have enough spirit and HP, you should be in no danger of dying. With keeping your buffs up and making sure if he ever buffs attack and magic, you gotta dispel it. So we'll just check the boss every turn. Keeping him blinded is a really good help there. Really good help. He did buff his defense and spirit here, but I don't think it matters that much. We could just go ahead and use Soul Blood and Complete Awakening, honestly. Honestly, I could have used Soul Blood a while ago. I just haven't been doing it. I was so focused in like seeing the boss's mechanics and stuff that I just forgot about it. So he does have thresholds like 80%, 60%, 40%, 20%. He'll be doing more damage than usual because he'll be doing an extra magic attack. And that one hurts really bad. I'm just gonna make sure Sigurd's covering here. Nope, he's not covering, so we need to make sure that he covers. Stylish Form is his cover. What other buffs do we have on here? We need to make sure all our buffs are on. Break protection's on, stop protection's on. Paralyze is on, physical and magic is on. So Sylvie kind of has like a free turn here. What can we do with Sylvie? We could refresh buffs with Sylvie, or we can honestly do Marion Watch Over Me with Sylvie and throw up Gracious Knight just to refresh the stop resistance, make sure we still got it. Lid has a free turn. I'm gonna Downer Bomb with Lid. A random break, why not? Let's make sure the breaks are still up on the boss. Yeah, we're good. We'll use Downer Bomb. We got Downer Bomb defense. Amazing. So Downer Bomb's like an 84% break. What is random if it's random on what you get? But you can use it if she ever got a free turn. I like it. I think it's great. Okay, let's see here. So he just covered last turn, so he definitely can use his LB this turn. This should be fine. Make sure he's covering. Yeah, he's good. He can use his LB. Now we need to re-break. We'll probably re-break with Lid here. I don't know. She has her LB, and maybe she has Super Analysis. No, she doesn't. So we need to use her LB. If you ever don't have Lid's LB, and you need to take advantage of her Absorbs, that's fine too. Just make sure attack and magic is up at all times, and then defense and spirit afterwards. And if you're going that route, then Mira can also help out and break as well. So like, Mira also has a piercing voice cooldown, which can also break and imperil fire for you if you ever get stuck. So I'm gonna go ahead and do outro and main verse here. We're gonna LB with Lid first. Oh, we could have actually... The boss isn't blinded, so we actually need to blind as well. We'll blind next turn. We'll go ahead and chain the reins together. We definitely need to blind next turn. That was a pretty good burst turn, actually, compared to what we just went through. Let's make sure all our buffs are up. I believe we need to put up magic and physical mitigation. Yeah, we do. We definitely need to put up magic and physical mitigation. So we can go ahead and do that. She did unlock triple cast here because she used her cooldown last turn. She used Marion Watch Over Me last turn. So that is a thing. Do we need barrier? We don't need barrier, actually. We're good. So we'll put up the mitigations. We'll put up protective vines, protective petals, and maybe hop to the rescue on one of the reins, because that will give a 200% defense buff and spirit buff. Hopefully he doesn't do anything too dangerous here. I was expecting the Thunderous Meteor. We crossed the threshold. He should only do one Thunderous Meteor though, and then he'll queue up the other one for the following turn. Okay, Iron Colossus. Use Focus Stance. Focus Stance is the good one. Ruthless Stance is where he actually does more damage. That one's a bit hard. So just make sure you check his buffs, because he does have an attack and magic buff there. There you go. There it is. Attack and magic buff. So this is what I was kind of saving Jamming Pulse for. I really do like having Jamming Pulse for this situation, because this is like a necessary dispel. Like, you have to dispel this. You can do it other ways. Like, you can dispel with Sylvie and like re-break and all that good stuff, but Jamming Pulse will only remove his positive buffs. So it removed all his dispellable positive buffs, and it left all of the negative effects on him, which is a pretty sweet deal in my opinion. So we can just chain with the reins. We'll use Blaze Saber, Extra Saber, and Royal Saber. Let's just make sure we got all our buffs up too. Yeah, we're good. We got stop resistance. We do not have paralyzed resistance. We could probably do that with Mira though. Just make sure we use Blaze Saber, because every now and then you do want to throw in Blaze Saber. Make sure Rain's still imbued with fire. Like, he only has one turn left here, so this is a pretty good turn to use it. Do we have Soul Blood up? No, we don't have Soul Blood. Always check for Rain's Soul Blood cooldown too, because Rain's Soul Blood cooldown is pretty high tier. L increases LB damage. So let's make sure Secret's covering. Yep, he's good, so we can use his LB. Mira could honestly put up paralyzed resistance with album cover here, so that we could get a barrier. Or actually, you know what, we could do outro And then live concert, because now that Sylvie, or not Sylvie, sorry, Mir has live concert back, I'll put up an AoE revive in case anything goes bad. It'll handle our barrier, and it'll let Sylvie like do some other stuff. Like she could do refresh protective vines, protective petals, and I don't know, whatever she wants to do. I've been using fire with cream, by the way, so I don't need to imbue. I'm just gonna use Gracious Knight. We're just gonna use a random one. Sylvie might not be the most optimal here, but she gets the job done. She got the mitigations for us. She got barriers if we get stuck. She got a dispel. Okay, she's actually pretty good for this fight. And she also has the stop resistance. That's the main reason she's here, is to stop resistance. And we're trying to help our friend Manuel, so yeah, Sigurd actually died there. Below 40%, he does do extra abilities, so having Mir's re-raise cooldown there was pretty good. We should be able to go ahead and kill it this turn. We don't have another Esper, though. I didn't use a second Esper. Is there any way we can get a second Esper in? Let's, like, break with Lid. Maybe we can get a second Esper in. Hold on. We'll AR chain with Sigurd, because I think this is going to kill him. This is dangerous, guys. Don't try and do this at home. Yeah, we can get a second Esper, and we can get Reflecting Light in. There you go, perfect. We'll make sure he's broken with Lid. We'll make sure we break. And then this should kill the boss here. Beautiful. So there you go. What I'll do, I'll upload this to YouTube there for anyone that wants to follow this guide there. And I'm also gonna maybe make a blog post and see if we can like get the rundown of the whole fight there in a blog post or something. And I'm gonna get a builder link too, actually. Now, you don't need to follow my exact gear, but make sure you have. Actually, my gear is pointless because you might not be able to. Not everyone's gonna have all the gear that I got. So make sure you just gear everyone for at least 400, 450 spirit. Make sure they all have like 13k plus HP. Honestly. If you can't make that requirements there, re-raise will be your best friend. And blind, of course, blind too. But thanks for watching. If you like the commentary, please let me know, and hopefully we can get some more done. Thank you so much there, and have a good rest of your day.